think there's a perception out there that Sweden has not put in place control measures and has just allowed the disease to spread. Nothing could be further from the truth. Sweden has put in place a very strong public health policy around physical distancing, around caring and protecting for people in long-term facilities and many other things. What it has done differently is it has very much relied on its relationship with its citizenry and the ability and willingness of citizens to implement physical distancing and to self-regulate, if you want to use that word. With regard to this concept of herd immunity, even in areas of fairly intense transmission, the proportion of people who have seroconverted or who have antibodies in their blood is actually quite low, which is a concern because it does mean the vast majority of people remain susceptible. So the chances of disease rebounding or returning is quite high. I think if we are to reach a new normal, I think in many ways Sweden represents a future model of, if we wish to get back to a society in which we don't have lockdowns, then society may need to adapt for a medium or potentially a longer period of time in which our physical and social relationships with each other will have to be modulated by the presence of the virus. We will have to be aware the virus is present, and we will have to, as individuals and families and communities, do everything possible on a day-to-day basis to reduce the transmission of that virus. And that may mean adjusting the way we live our lives. And I think maybe in Sweden, they're looking at how that is done in real time. So I think there may be lessons to be learned from our colleagues in Sweden. But again, I wanted just to emphasize, Sweden has not avoided controlling COVID-19. It's taken a very strong strategic approach to controlling COVID-19 across all of the elements of society. What it has done differently is it really has trusted its own communities to implement that physical distancing. And that is something that remains to be seen whether that will be fully successful or not.
Could be a coincidence, but I actually received a letter from His Excellency the Prime Minister Stefan Lieben today, and he shared with me the strong measures they're taking. And tack så mycket, Your Excellency.